I'm back at it again. I'm of the controversial opinion that if you call a light-skinned man a pretty boy, you deserve to get punched in the face, especially if he is not a pretty boy. Because if you're coming from your bias because you are dark-skinned or brown-skinned black person and you want to like put someone down, you deserve to get punched in the face. Also, just because you're light-skinned doesn't make you pretty. There are tons of light-skinned men who are super rugged, super manly, and I'm not saying that being a pretty boy doesn't make you manly. I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is that the reason why people use it and especially with light-skinned men is to put them down in some kind of way because they really can't. But I think it's crazy. Like, especially don't let it be no big grown, thick, fine man and he's just because he's light skinned, you call him a pretty boy. The term pretty boy comes from the etymology and the semantics of someone who has feminine features, like, you know, the shape of their eye is being fair. And when I say fair, I'm not talking about like fair, like light skin fair. I'm talking about fair in terms of like your skin and things of that nature, that or like the shape of your lips or things like that, like features that are feminine like. And so for someone to say, oh well, you are this guy is a pretty boy or whatever because he's light skinned, you deserve to get punched in the face. It's the same thing as you making fun of somebody who's dark skinned and talking about their complexion because they're dark skinned. Like it's the reverse, but the thing about it is it's meant in a negative light. Because they're light skinned, they're pretty. And it also has a connotation that because they're light skinned, they look good. So now they're pretty, and it also feminizes a man that is not feminine. Because a lot of times, if it's being used incorrectly, what you're saying is because he's light skinned, he's more feminine than he is manly. And that's disrespectful. And so for that, you do deserve to get your face knocked in. Period. And I'm not saying that as a woman who is dating a light-skinned man because I'm not dating anybody. But I just feel like in the black community, we do not address the fact that there are a lot of biases. There's a lot of colorism. And although colorism only goes one way, you know, you have to call a spade a spade. And the reality is that we are in a consistency of putting others down in the community if they're different, if they're a different shade or whatever. And a put down is a put down. Even if it might not be colorism, a put down is a put down. To tell somebody that they are a pretty boy because they're light skinned when they are contrary to that is wild work. Because I know some light skinned men who are more thuggabugs, more manly than some of these regular, degular, schmegula black men out here. And I'm not saying that light skinned men are not regular black men. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like, there might be a light-skinned man who might be more of a man than a dark-skinned man or a regular, like it, and vice versa. But the point here is this: stop calling people names. Stop labeling people things based on your bias, because it's not cool and it's not right. And one day you're going to say that and I'm saying this particularly because people use their platforms. Like, it's okay to have your own page and have your own views and stuff like that, but don't put other people down. Just don't do it. You don't have to put anybody else down. You don't have to talk about somebody negative. If you don't like something that somebody does, you can say that. But like referencing how they look as a means to put them down is so disrespectful. And I saw that recently and it was just like, dang. Like, I don't know who that person is, but I'm saying if I was them, I'd punch that person in the face. And I'm not even a violent person. I don't believe that you need to be violent. But I'm saying if it was acceptable to be violent, I think in this case it would be, because you're weaponizing my complexion. And that's not okay on any level. It's not okay if I was light skinned, dark skinned, regular, it doesn't matter. Weaponizing somebody's race, complexion, gender against them to prove a point, or because you don't like them or because you're upset, is wild. You know what I mean? It's wild. And it's the equivalent to somebody calling you a black bee, a white bee when they mad. If you're mad at somebody for something they did, you don't gotta go and take it to the race or to the color of somebody's skin to get at them. And calling somebody a pretty boy because you can't call them ugly, or because they're light skinned and you're mad, makes you weak.